Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And this is going to be a little bit early, but tonight I would like to go over the autumn equinox, and then we'll go through a little meditation for you guys. So the autumn equinox is also, the traditional name is Mabon. And it's the second harvest, the pagan Thanksgiving in some groups. Its standard date, now the most traditional date I should say, is the 21st of September. A lot of your new calendars will move it around a little bit because they're working off of a different zodiac astrological scale, which is fine. But if you're looking just to have a traditional celebration, it's generally the 21st. This is the time when the Green Man, the Lord, begins the descent into the underworld in some traditions. So this is really a time of not so much mourning, but preparing yourself to let go, preparing yourself to release part of the past. This is a great time, if you're interested in this, to start working on things that you want to let go of, things that you're done with. So you kind of start that process. We'll complete that process at Samhain, but for now it's generally kind of, you're starting to think that direction. You're also prepping for the fall and the winter. In the old times, this would be like I said, the second harvest. So you're putting food up, you're preparing hunting trips if you are into hunting, or if you eat animals, this is the time where you're preparing to butcher. Generally, you don't do it when it's this warm out. You wait till it's cooler. So you're getting things ready for the upcoming darkness. And the deities that are most commonly associated with it are the earth and grain mothers, the goddess Demeter, Persephone, Mabon herself, Inanna, and Tammuz, which those are generally goddesses with this one, because by this point the Lord's power has waned so greatly, depending on the vein of the ancients you choose to believe. In some, this is when he goes into the underworld. This is when he hands his authority over to the goddess to protect it through the winter. So it kind of depends on how you want to look at it. The proper gifts for this time of the year are things like apples, grapes, ciders, and wines from the previous year, because generally this is about the time that they're ready to actually be offered. And if you have an altar, you can decorate it with leaves, your table with leaves, things like that. So this is a really focus on the autumn theme and concept. If you do decorations for the Sabbats and the seasons, it's orange, bronze, golds, reds, blacks, purples, the warm colors, like especially when you see those brilliant yellow trees and they just feel warm even if it's cold outside. Those are the colors that you look for, because it's encouraging you that even though fall is coming or winter's coming, there's spring coming after that. So it's kind of like a last goodbye hug type thing. So that's our basics. So we'll get into a little bit more of the lore here. As the god or lord spirit, the spirit leaves the land, the goddess, the lady, sends her vital energy to be with him on his journey. As these energies leave the land, life starts to slow and eventually will stop. That's when we get into winter, symbolizing the harvest season and life stopping, trees losing their leaves, frost, there's just that weird almost decay period that starts right around this time of the year generally. Mabon is the male Celtic version of Persephone, living half of the life in the underworld, half of the life in the world of the living, middle world, or the heavens, sorry. The fruit harvest that led to the fermenting of wines, mead, and cider, apples being particularly sacred in these cultures because they represent the sacred world of Avalon. Now, if you follow much about what they believe the fruit with the knowledge of the tree of good and evil, they believe it was an apple. But in the pagan culture, the apple has always been a symbol of wisdom, of mystery, and magic. So there could be a little bit of reasoning why they picked the apple for the one that they hated so much. These fermented drinks, also called spirits, were used to open the gates to other realms, realities, and experiences. It was used in moderation because this was sacred. I mean, you're always going to have people who get addicted to things and abuse them. But the majority of the ancient cultures would use especially fermented apple-based drinks in these rituals because it was important as a ritual. It helped you connect to that other energy. The three primary harvest festivals were a time of blessings, celebrations, thankfulness, and a bit of sorrow. There's always a little bit of sorrow at a harvest. This is the time, being an equinox, it's an equal time, equal distance, equal day-night times. It is a period of balance. It's in between life and death, light and dark. So this is the time where things find balance. So if you are looking for balance or you're trying to achieve balance, this is a time to address what's going on in life so that you can actually get to that point of stillness, that point of balance, that point of I just lost the word. But you're in that period where everything is stable at that point. So when you're working through the period of the autumn equinox and Mabon, it's really important to tap into that energy of releasing that which does not serve you, preparing to let go of the things that have left. This is also a good time, and I know in my personal little bubble, and I won't go into too much detail, but in my personal little bubble, glimpse of the universe, this year's been a little bit wild. There's been a lot of people, pets, etc., who have passed over. And during Mabon is a time where you can start to set up what kind of memorial, basically, you want to offer at Samhain. In the process of setting up your canning, your juicing, your preserving, setting things up for the winter, harvesting, it's also a time to start thinking back. What are those important details for the people who have left in this last year? What messages do you want to offer to them at Samhain? And what kind of energy do you want to put forward at that time? So those are some things to think about. And what I was thinking about today, and I think we'll go ahead and do this, is I'm going to do a gentle guided meditation. And instead of having to look at my mug, I have selected an image that reminds me a lot of autumn, and it's not zoomed in super much because the camera I took this picture with pixelates if I zoom too much. But it is a picture of a nice field. There's some antelope in the middle. There's some lightly snowy hills in the back. So you can look at that, or you can close your eyes as we go forward with this meditation. And obviously don't listen to this part if you're driving or operating machinery. And be in a safe and comfortable environment so you can actually allow the images to come forward for you. So we will pop this little picture up here, and I'm going to lower my volume just a little bit so that you can hear the words and listen to the music that goes along with it. Just a little bit. Okay, so if you want to take a nice deep breath in, closing your eyes if you choose, breathing in this beautiful golden light, the color of wheat, the color of maple leaves in the summer or in the fall, the beautiful golden color. Exhale, releasing all stress, tension, and worry. Take a deep breath in, breathing in this beautiful orange light, the orange of pumpkins, of almost ripe tomatoes, but you're bringing that energy in, clearing space, exhaling, releasing any dark, negative, or frustration energy. Just let it flow out. Breathe in again, breathing in a soothing red light, that beautiful deep red of an early morning or of an amazing sunset. Exhale, feeling the warmth and the peace that flows from the heart of the Lord and Lady. Continue to breathe slowly and deeply, allowing yourself to relax, feeling the muscles of your legs and feet relax and settle. On the next exhale, feel your back muscles relax and let go, releasing the tensions of the day. Breathing in one of those beautiful colors of light. Exhale, allow yourself to relax the muscles of your neck and the ones that are on your head, scalp, and face. Still breathing slowly and deeply. Bring your attention to the center of your mind. And in this portion of your mind, there's a great screen in front of you. The screen starts off as white, then slowly fades, ripples, becomes a transparent gateway. Through that gateway, there's a small path. You step through the gateway onto the path, feeling the crunch of gravel under your feet. You walk along this path, the sun is setting. There's just a gentle, crisp feeling to the air. It's refreshing, almost needing a jacket, but not quite there yet. You walk along this path and you find a small meadow that is surrounded on all sides by trees. And inside of that ring of trees, there is a stone circle, much like the circle at Stonehenge, but this one is complete. There's nothing broken, and it looks fresh and new. As you walk along the outside, looking for the entryway, you see the animals amongst the trees. They're collecting nuts and seeds, storing them in trees, eating as much as they can to fatten themselves up for the winter. You see little chipmunks, little squirrels, chirping and skittering around. You see glimpses of large bears, black, brown, honey-colored and white, eating in berry bushes, licking the sap from trees, gorging themselves on whatever they can find. As you walk around this outside of the circle in the trees, you notice that there are fields in the distance. There are people harvesting them, some on horseback pulling plows, some with more modern-day machinery. They're harvesting their crops of corn, wheat, oats, and other grains. You see fruit trees full with the bounty of their seasons, and you see people and kids, especially the kids. They're up in the trees picking as much fruit as they can, putting it in baskets and lowering it to the waiting mothers and fathers below. You gaze at this abundance as you continue your walk on the path. Nature is offering you massive abundance at this time. It fills your heart and brings you peace and joy. You feel very grateful for your life, the family that you have, the blessings. You're grateful for your friends, their blessings as well. Your feeling of gratitude spills over to your job, your employer or employees, all of your coworkers. They're all blessings in their own way. This joy and gratitude spills out from your heart like nature spills forth the seasonal bounty. You feel grateful for all the joys and all the sorrows as well. They're all blessings in their own ways. You give great thanks for all the lessons that you've learned in this year. You offer a blessing and a thank you to the Lord and Lady, however you see Divine Spirit. This grateful feeling expands around you as you walk into the center of the stone circle. That gratefulness fills every section of the circle. This grateful joy does have a slight tinge to it. It's the memory and the sadness of those who had passed this year. You know, the journey to the gates of the underworld begins at this time. Now your thoughts turn to your past, the friends and family who have crossed this bridge, all the members that you have cherished from when they were with you, all the memories. You still feel that gratitude, that grateful feeling for having them in your life, for those experiences, the joys, the laughters, and you offer thanks for all those experiences. You also, as you stand in the center of the circle, it is perfectly quiet, the air is clear. You remember back to any of the pets that you've lost, the animals that were important to you, and you offer thanks, even though they're gone, for the joy that they brought. You begin to feel this draw back. You gaze around the meadow as you see this vital energy that's slowly draining from the land. You know that now is a time to prepare for the cold, the winter months ahead. Intuitively, you feel it's time to leave this sacred place. You thank the Divine, the Lord and Lady, for showing you the abundance of the harvest and reminding you of those who have passed, human, animal, etc. You slowly step out of the sacred place of the circle, walking back along the pathway, noticing that it's evening and the people in the fields are going back to their homes. The daytime animals are nestling in for the night, and the nighttime creatures are beginning to stir. The breeze gets a little bit chillier as you walk back along the path around the ring of trees. You slowly walk back to that gateway, feeling the gravel crunch and the air get a little bit chillier. You step back through the gateway into the center of your mind. You turn back to this gateway and look and watch it fade to white, and the screen slowly fades from your mind. When you're back in your form, back with your body, take a nice deep breath, breathing in calming, soothing white light, allowing it to fill you up, warm you back up. Exhale, feeling that peace and gratitude that you brought back with you. Take another nice deep breath in, feeling that white, warm energy flooding through your system, bringing you back into the present moment as you begin to wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers. Exhale, roll your shoulders, feeling that gratitude, that peace swelling within your chest. Take another nice deep breath in, enjoying the peace, the joy, and the happiness that you feel and have in this moment and in this life. Exhale, open your eyes, and bring yourself back ever so gently into the present moment. And when you returned fully back into this present time, take a moment, maybe journal for a little bit, take a warm bath, practice self-care at this time. And as the spirit of the season is gratitude, I offer blessings to anyone and all who hear this through all time and space. Blessed be